Hello, viewers. Welcome back to the second chapter of the series Kumari Kantam or Kumari Continent. We have seen about the various names of the Kumari continent and its derivations, the various rivers that were flowing from the Meru mountain that are still found in different names even today, except for Pakroli, which is still same even now. And yes, we were amazed knowing about the Ganda Puranam. Let's enjoy looking at the extinct gigantic animals and birds that lived in the Kumari continent and about the boundaries of the Kumari continent. Now, let's enter into the chapter 2 and see them all. Let's first look at the place where and how the continent Kumari was situated. The scholars Mr. Holcomb, Mr. Haeckel, Mr. Sclater, Mr. Cateliot and Devaniya Pavanar accepted Mr. Hiratus' view that the great landmass connecting Australia, South Africa and India is the Kumari continent. Greece in the northwest, Egypt and Africa in the west, and the South Africa in the northwest, China in northeast, Burma, Malaysia and Singapore in the east, the long mountain range in the south, thus clearly describing the boundaries of the Kumari continent. Imagine a continent in the middle of the vast Indian Ocean that stretches south between the borders of the countries described. That is the Kumari continent of Maradam land people. This vast area was divided into 14 parts and developed that into 49 countries and ruled them with great glory. Egyptian civilization, Sumerian civilization, Roman civilization, Greek civilization, Mayan civilization, Indus Valley civilization, many other high civilizations such as the Mesopotamian civilization are well documented in history. But the only civilization that has given rise to so many civilizations is the Kumari continent civilization. This fact was accepted by all the world historians. What more greater pride can the Devendra Kula Velalar, who are the descendants of the Pandyas, can have than this? The Pandyas of the Maradam land were well versed in shipbuilding, marine science, architecture, temple construction, urban structurization, astronomy, commerce and medicine. They had a civilization similar to today's computer civilization. They had trade relations with many countries of the world. The Pandyas settled in many islands and had spread the worship of Lord Indra, the primordial deity of the Kumari continent, all over the world. The Pandyas who lived in the Kumari continent were the reason for the appearance of words like Malla, Palla, Pandya, Kudumba, even today in many parts of the world. Their descendants were also called sailors whose legs were not fixed on the isthmus. They earned this name because they spent most of their time in the sea in order to do sea trade. There are two types of field according to them: the battlefield where they defeated the deadly enemies and the field where the mature paddy were measured and piled up on the mound. The word Kalamar describes a plowman and a militant, so Pandyas were those who would win whatever may be the field. Hence, they were also called Kaladigal in Tamil. Pallars were the agricultural and rural inhabitants of the wetlands. Although the glories of Pandyas can be told in plenty like this, we are in a compulsion to look at the other living things that lived with them during their lifetime, such as the nature of the birds and animals of that day, as well as many other casual factors. Only when we realize such a situation, we can understand the culture of Kumari people. It is only possible if we travel with the nature to realize the secrets of the people of Maridam land who lived in harmony with nature. The chronology of the Kumari people have been explored and there seem to be recorded false chronology by the archaeologists. They lied that human evolved from apes. They fooled the people of the world by lying that it is 1,80,000 years since human evolution began. Their false face was torn and thrown away by the Chennai city of Tamil Nadu. The stone tools of the Maridam land people were found at Adirampakam in Chennai and they were proved to be 3,80,000 years old. The historians who lied that it was only 1,80,000 years old remain silent. They have been recording 20,000 years as 2,000 years, and if they happen to register somewhere about the Maridam land inhabitants who lived 80,000 years ago, they would record it as 8,000 years. What is the reason for this? This is due to the jealousy that the people of the world shall not know about the antiquity and the cultural development of the Devendra Kula Velalar of the Maridam land. If we are to understand the secrets of the life of the Maridam land people, the first civilized continent that appeared in the world, we can only understand if we examine it from the day it appeared. 4,500 million years ago, the earth, like the sun, was throwing fire in many contexts, scattered from the popular study of the Big Bang. The fiery ball of earth that slowly cooled after a few million years, followed by several thousand years of rain, formed the sea in which the first microbes appeared. The first microbe appeared about 350 million years ago. The microbial conglomerates evolved into a variety of linear organisms. Before the formation of these marine life on Earth, only carbon dioxide gases such as ammonia were already formed on Earth. Marine microbes were the first to receive energy from the sun and feed on the oceans. As the microorganisms decomposed the nutrients they consumed, the oxygen also formed a part of the waste product along with the carbon dioxide. The huge quantity of oxygen released by these microorganisms paved way for the other organisms to breathe and live on the earth. The microbes created the seaweed. After this, the plants began to grow. Non-flowering plants evolved around 1700 million years ago and flowering plants evolved around 130 million years ago. Nature created insect species to reproduce flowering plants. Trees appeared on earth only 450 million years ago. During this time, many of the swimming creatures that appeared in the oceans evolved into reptiles, mammals, and birds. This period was known as Mesolithic Age. Archaeologists further divided the time periods into Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. It was the period when the dinosaur species lived, and also many variety of monkeys lived, including the Lemurian monkeys. At this point of time, a natural surprise occurred, that was the individual human race that looked like an ape. They were also called as Lemurians and later as Pandyas. The human race of the Kumari continent falsified Darwin's theory that humans were born from apes. Man did not appear from ape. Just as different forms of species evolved in many evolutions of nature, the human beings also evolved as unique creatures. This evolution took place in the Kumari continent. If man was born from apes, then why does the monkeys of that day still remain monkeys even today? And the human beings of those days still remain human beings even today? When such questions arose in people's mind, those who had held the principles of Darwin to life were silenced. Darwin's theory of evolution failed, so it became a well-known fact that the Pandyas of Kumari continent date to 450 million years ago. The historic archaeologists are being laughed at who have hidden such an important part of history. They have just dated the history back to 4500 BC instead of 45 million years, which is a huge misleading difference in the fact. Namadha Thedal News Channel is indeed proud to bring out the true history of the Devendra Kula Velalar for the first time to the outside world. W.S. Carver says that the human race originated in the Kumari continent as a separate species and did not come from the ape. It is also true that the people of Kumari continent lived with the animals like dinosaurs. The Devendra Kula Velalars have fought with the bloodthirsty dinosaurs and made their own safe place to live peacefully. Kumari continent was a tropical continent. The nature of the tropical region is that the species that live there would be larger in size. The eucalyptus tree found in the Kumari continent were many times taller than today's eucalyptus tree. The bedbugs were around 10 cm long and they had wings too. The ants were 5 centimeters long. The dinosaurs was around 10 times bigger than today's elephant. The people of Kumari continent had to fight with the dinosaurs and kill them to lead a secured life. For the question whether the sculptures in the temples named Yali denote the dinosaurs of the Kumari continent, the answer would be yes. The Pandyas had made sculptures that depicted the animal called Yali in Tamil dragged the trunk of an elephant. The speciality in Tamil language is that the letter Ya and A can be used interchangeably and the meaning of the word will remain the same. Lord Indra was actually called as Aindiran. Later, due to the usage by the people, it became Indiran. Aindiran means who controls the 5 elements. The huge tree was named as Ala Maram in Tamil language as the letter A means surprise element of a huge size of the tree in Tamil. Orisa Balu, Maso Victor, Neelendran Pandian, and with the help of other teachers and scholars, we have started this series. Moreover, we thank the Inscription Department of Archaeology, Tanjavur Tamil University, the researchers and other people who had helped us in this journey. Kindly like, share and subscribe to Namadha Thedal News channel to watch further episodes. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, bye.